Good morning, many loves. Happy Monday, September 19th. Um, Today we're doing an episode on hygiene in relationships and sex. It's going to get interesting. You all asked for it, so we're giving it to you again. You will have Robin and I both in the next 2 hours, at times together and at times separately. Um, we are going to pop in on one another's shows this morning. I think in the central hour, we're going to do an overlap. So, Robin will probably be joining us at about 12:30. So if she's while you're here, then just go ahead and leave. No, I'm joking. Don't leave, please. Please don't leave. Oh, yep, the dynamic duo for sure. Robin and Mandee, the dynamic duo. I like that. I want to be Robin. Oh, no, but Robin's Robin. Does that make me Batman? The dynamic duo is Batman and Robin, right? So if Robin is Robin, Robin can't be Batman because then I would be Robin and that would be all fucking weird and stuff. Anyway, um, so let's see. Did everyone have an amazing weekend? I had a very quiet weekend. Um, Somebody said yes, I am Batman, so that makes me Batman. Anonymous person that doesn't have a name. Remember when you leave your comments, questions, and critique to put your name in if you're not registered with Restream, because then I don't see who it is. I'm trying to get Facebook up on my other computer right now so I can kind of cheat and follow along and see who is who. Maybe. I got too much shit on my desk is the problem. So, there we are. No, that's not us. Okay. So, had a good weekend. Let's see what happened last week after I saw you all. The Queen died, which is crazy. So many mixed emotions there, right? Because she stands for this like very oppressive like institution and colonizing and all the grossness, right? That big beautiful diamond that is not hers in her scepter. But then there's also like a tradition thing in place and to factor in, and I myself am kind of enthralled with British royalty just because I think it's super fucking interesting that it's even still around anymore. But so I definitely watched the Queen's funeral this morning, which was super early. So that happened. But besides that, my weekend was really quiet. Just softball. And that's it. This week, I'm going to be fairly quiet too. I'm going to start my therapy. I'm doing ketamine therapy, and I'm really excited about that. I do that on Wednesday. Cross your fingers that I'm back on Monday. No, I'm joking. It's super safe. We're going to go to the fair on Tuesday. It's supposed to be a fun week. I'm going to spring an interesting question on one of my partners this week. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, it's going to prove to be an interesting week, and hopefully I can give you guys some fun updates on Monday. If you all did anything fun, let me know, because then maybe I want to do it too. Oh, it was Sean. Thank you, Sean. Tunstall says I'm Batman. Let's see. I think that's it. I think that's really all of the current events happening in my life. Um, so let me talk about condoms and toys real quick, and then we'll start in with hygiene, which, you know, condoms and toys are kind of part of the hygiene conversation, right? Can you hear my stupid fucking dogs? Um, Condoms and hygiene are part of the hygiene conversation. Did I say condoms? Condoms are part of hygiene. Condoms and toys are part of hygiene. My dogs are so stupid. um, so if you're in need of condoms, I highly suggest that you go check out onecondoms.com. First, check out myonecondoms.com to download a fit kit, because their condoms come in like 60 different sizes. It's crazy. But it's also crazy that when you find a condom that fits your junk correctly, it changes your sex life. So trust me on this. I've heard from many, many, many people that this is a thing. One Condoms is fantastic for that. It will definitely change your bedroom activities. When you find your size after you download your fit kit, make sure to go to onecondoms.com and use my promo code ManyLoves for 15% off of your custom size condom order. Also, Move Lube is amazing. It is the shit. Good shit. If you're in need of a specific, like, I think it is silicone based, super concentrated. You don't need a lot. Like, this little guy will last you a long time. And what's great is it's small and it will fit in, you know, like a small bag to carry with you. The bottom actually pops off, which makes it even smaller. I'm not condoning hiding stuff in this little bottom compartment. But it could be used for that. So there. Go get your condoms. Let's first start the show with reminding everyone, if you're new here, I don't have any letters behind my name that have not been given to me by the great Robin Beach. I am Mandee Conant, MILF. I have no formal education in relationships or counseling or coaching or anything like that. But I do have over 20 years experience in ethical non-monogamy. And that's what I bring to you all, is what I've done and what not to do, and what didn't work for me, but might work for you. Oh, that's a cute little rhyme. Maybe I'll use that from now on. So hygiene today. I didn't want to focus on partners hygiene so much, as I wanted to focus on personal hygiene. Because I think that if you focus on like partner hygiene, you can get into a really weird area that's like, I prefer a guy with facial hair, and or I prefer my partner to not have hair below the belt, or you know what I mean, like something like that. I didn't want to focus on that kind of thing, because those are preferences. Robin just confirmed that she'll be with us in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I I really wanted to focus on kind of what you do as far as hygiene for your relationships. Um, like when you're getting ready to go on a date, first dates, how do you prep for that? What is your hygiene routine? What is my problem today? What does your hygiene routine look like for a first date? Um, do you clean shave? Do you and I mean clean shave like your legs too? Do you landscape? Do you um you know what is your routine? What is your um I can't think of the words today. It's fucking Monday and I can't think of words. Um so I was gonna share with you, a little bit of what's important to me, and I'd really like to hear what's important to you all too in getting ready for dates. And then I want to go to like the third date. So I want to do like first date stuff. Then I want to do like third or fourth date stuff. Then I want to do like 30th date stuff because y'all know that changes. It changes for sure. Um, oh, Robin says a new one for me in recent years is check for and pluck chin hairs. No shame. Yeah, I have a chin hair. I have one. But I know many people who have many chin hairs, and it's just part of maturing. We get hair in weird places. I know ear hair is a thing for some people. I don't think that I have that. If I do, somebody let me know, and I will remedy that because I don't want ear hair. But like first dates, because I put a boundary for myself on first dates a lot of times. Um, I can be a bit of a horn dog, and if I don't put boundaries on myself, and I don't put like stop gaps in place, I will maybe go further than I want to, earlier than I want to. Um, that's called lack of self control and lack of willpower. Um, I like to do the deed, y'all. Um, so, first dates, I don't shave. I don't shave my legs because if I don't shave my legs, then I feel like not it, me. Again, this is just me. I don't feel ready to be rubbing on somebody else with my legs. Um, so I don't shave because it stops me from then being naked with someone um, earlier than I want to be. Then I want to be, not necessarily earlier than she wants to be. She's a horn dog. Um, so I don't shave my legs. I do shave my legs on the third date. On the 30th date, though, probably not shaving my legs unless unless it's like a special date. Um, but I do have to admit that I don't have a lot of body hair. So that's different for other people. And some people don't shave at all, which right on. Like that's completely okay too. Um, you know, first date, there's perfume, there's I don't pluck eyebrows. I mean, I'm sure you noticed that I don't get my eyebrows done. Can you see? Mm. Um, my eyebrows are uh the hair there is just there. Um, but I do, of course, do the little eyebrow mascara because, like we talked about last week, they're just gray. Um, and that's another thing is that like most of my body hair is gray at this point. So what body hair I do have is not seen. It's not dark. Um, I just had a complete fucking mind fart. Uh, I want to hear from you all questions, comments, and critique as always. Things that you all do to get ready for a first date. Let's talk about first dates before Robin gets on because then, we're getting further into dates. And then, of course, you know, sex is going to be involved. Most likely. Sometimes. Doesn't have to be. For me, it is. So I shave. I don't shave on the first date. I do shave on the third date. I do shave my armpits because I don't know that I actually do smell, but I think I smell. So yeah. Somebody said they curl their hair and they apply cocoa butter, lotion for sure. Because on the first date you're gonna get a little cuddly, hopefully. So that's important. To be soft and not have ashy elbows and flaky skin. So I do put lotion on. I have like a really like good like lavender lotion that I use. So I do that. Perfume. Of course I do my hair. I used to, when I dyed my hair, I used to make sure that my hair was dyed and they didn't have any roots on a first date. I don't do that anymore. Let's see. How many of you like use like the whitening strips and stuff on your teeth? And so you like maybe like the couple days before a first date, you'll do like the whitening strips for your teeth. I don't do that. My teeth get super sensitive. So I always want to. I want to whiten my teeth. I don't feel like they're very white. So there's the teeth whitening. Pedicures. Pedicures and manicures. Do you go get a pedicure? I'm like super fidgety this morning for some reason too. I will normally get a pedicure and manicure before a first date. I keep my nails fairly manicured. Anyway, Robin says that she uses the strips, but she drinks a lot of tea and red wine. So I do as well. I drink a lot of coffee. But like I said, my teeth are so sensitive. Like I use the Sensodyne stuff. So, what mints do you use on a first date? Do you use a mint or do you use gum? I use the Breath Savers mints or Green Extra. That's just me. I like a minty fresh mouth. Though I did have a partner for a while that did not like the smell of mint, so I had to change to cinnamon gum. And cinnamon mints, which, whoo, if you've ever put like a cinnamon Altoid in your mouth, it burns all your nose hairs out. Yeah, so I had to change like my toothpaste and my gum and all of that for a while because he just detested the smell of mint. It actually made him sick to his stomach to smell, which is funny because most people like mint actually calms nausea, but not for him. So, breath, the eyebrows plucking, um, whitening strips, mani pedis. Oh, and I have pedicures are fucking expensive. So I don't go get pedicures as often as I probably should. What I do though is I get like the gel polish on my toenails so it stays for a long time. And then I do like I have pterodactyl heels. They are fucking dinosaur feet, y'all. Um they just get crunchy. So I do pedicures at home for the rest of my foot that's not my toenails. Um Usually like on a weekly basis, and then I go like monthly and go get my toenails done, or like every other month or whatever, depending on how bad they look. And um so I'll do that because again, you don't know if you're going to be cuddling up, and I don't want to be cuddling with some person and then like feel my heels all of a sudden exfoliating their legs. Yeah, and you don't have like people, there's feet people, and so sometimes like people want to touch your feet. Now I don't want people touching my feet if they're all crunchy. And so yeah, that's just a thing for me. I like my heels to be soft on a date. um but so I make sure that's done too. um Y'all clean your ears out before you go on a date. That's the last thing you want, is to like have like the earwax coming out of your ear when you go to like nuzzle with somebody or make out with somebody, or make sure you're cleaning your ears out. Um snap crackle pop feet. That's what they're crunchy. Um they're more like Captain Crunch feet instead of Rice Krispie feet. Uh I mean, and before I get a pedicure. um let's see what else. So this is something that is really small, but it is something that I make sure to do. um as a rule, you can look at my glasses and be like, your fucking glasses are gross and dirty, Mandee. um I clean I touch my lenses a lot, I guess. um I put them up on like my forehead to like read stuff that's like really close. So a lot of times like hair products and stuff will get on them. When I spray my hair, I've got my glasses on, of course. Makeup gets on them. They're just in general like gross most of the time. So if I'm going on a date, I do make sure to clean my glasses. Um, simply because if whoever I'm going out with wears glasses too, they're gonna notice it. Uh, it's just it's a weird little quirk for me. I make sure that my glasses are clean if I'm going out on a date. And of course makeup, right? We all put, I mean, not all of us, but I mean, I put makeup on. I put makeup on to leave the house most of the time. Maybe not the whole shebang, but definitely my eyes. Um and that's it for a first date, I think. I know that there's some people that'll get like facials, and I don't mean the dirty ones. Um, Go get like have an esthetician do a facial for you. Like, I guess if it's a big date, that's really not a thing for me. If you can't handle my pores at their normal, then we just probably shouldn't date. Um, but yeah, oh, you know what? I do exfoliate my lips. That's something that some people may find it it's strange. I do exfoliate my lips before a first date because kisses, right? You want the soft lips. Um, and then that brings us to third date because kisses. Oh, Sean says, I'm glad you clarified the facial part. Right. An esthetician's facial, not the dirty one. That's for date 3. Or date 30, or, whatever. If you're into that on the first date, then by all means. Date 3, probably I'm going to get a little more in depth with things. I am going to make sure the legs are shaved. I'm going to make 100% sure that whatever skin would possibly touch is going to be moisturized and as soft as I can get it. That's because I'm most likely getting frisky on the third date. I'm going to try anyway. That's the goal. Which starting to talk about the third date, Robin is now ready to pop on, which is great because we don't want to talk about sex without Robin. How are you this morning, Robin?
I'm doing okay. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, yeah, I have a cat here. She's
Togepi
on my
tail.
lap. Yeah, she's on my lap right now.
We
I'm
got a
doing
new
good.
kitty.
I saw it. So cute. But
Yep.
I just have to say, I was just dying laughing, like because I was listening, trying to get ready, and hearing you say that cat. Hearing you say cat demands my attention, and there's a screen involved. She does
You're
this. She'll put her
You're
tail
talking to Mandee. Togepi has
in
got
my
to be
face.
right here.
So anyway, you were talking about like how you don't shave your legs so that you don't have sex. I was just dying.
I have 0
We were like,
willpower, Robin.
I really want to have sex, but I can't because I didn't shave my legs.
Yep.
That wouldn't stop me. That wouldn't stop me.
So, to be real, it hasn't sometimes stopped me. But
There you go. There you go.
But it is, I do kind of place that hurdle in front of me to deter me from doing it. Because sometimes I think a little more with my vagina than I do with my brain in those circumstances. So,
which is a really good sex lesson. Actually, like kind of an aside. I mean, this kind of goes along with hygiene. I guess we're talking health and safety, but
yeah.
things like barriers, have them on you. Have them on you because I didn't think I would ever be the person to go without barriers when that's what I wanted to do. And I've totally done it. We were out camping and it was like things got frisky and we were like, shit, we don't have condoms. All right. And we just did it anyways. And it was all okay. But like that happens. That's how these things happen because you are not thinking super clearly. You're not in the best place to make the best decisions. So like, if you're like, well, maybe I just won't bring a condom because that will stop me from having sex. That might not actually stop you. So, like Mandy's already saying, you've done it with the shaved legs. That doesn't necessarily stop you.
It doesn't necessarily stop me, but like I said, it does put a barrier in front of me. Not a condom barrier, but a Mandee barrier.
Not that kind of barrier.
Yeah, not that kind of barrier. Kind of rethink it. Hey, Mandee, do you really want to do this?
I'm wearing a hat. I'm wearing a hat today. I'm having a bad hair day.
Your hair?
I'm hating my hair just today. I was was like, well, I was trying to do my hair, and then I've got you talking about how you don't shave your legs so you don't have sex. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, yeah, this hair is not gonna work for me today.
Sean says, "Hi, Robin."
Hi, how's it going? Oh my goodness. So yeah, I didn't get to hear the very beginning of everything, but I definitely heard some like a little bit what you're talking about, like facial hair, stuff like that. What do you do? And of course there's no shame, right? Like you don't have to shave your
Right,
fucking if you don't want to. That's your body. You get to make those decisions. And I would
right.
also
I'm
argue
just
if you're
talking
with
about
a partner, they'll be like, "Oh,
you
you didn't shave your leg."
comfortable. You
But
know what I mean? Like what
for sure.
makes you comfortable in a situation. Things that and I did specify that at the beginning of the show that I want to talk more about personal, your
Yes.
own hygiene stuff, and not so much of what you prefer to see in a partner's hygiene.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Good. I
yeah,
figured. I mean, you would, but I had to say that because now that I'm here, I
yeah,
want to make sure I said that. We're not here to be like, ew, other people don't do this stuff. It's like, no,
yeah.
let's
It's
just talk about what
purely, yeah,
we do to make us feel good.
right.
And I mentioned my chin hairs because I'm starting to get them. As you
I
said, I
just have
love the way you
one
phrase, as we mature. I'm getting a
as we
few.
mature. I
And
have the
so,
one, but I know a lot of people that have a lot of, women, uh, assigned female at birth, people, people who have a lot of estrogen, and progesterone will get, um, and will get facial hair as they mature.
yeah.
Um,
I'm
yeah,
always in the mirror. I'm like trying to bring lights to different angles. And it seems silly because obviously, like, I need a lot of, at least me, I'm not a particularly hairy person. So even my hair is quite thin. But for these, I'm like, oh, these are like darker and whatever.
and
But I still need
coarse.
like a ton of light. And Brandon will see me like in the mirror doing this and checking my chin hairs. And he's like, you have to look that closely at your chin hairs. Why
And
are you
nobody else is
bothering?
seeing them.
Nobody's
Yep.
gonna, and I was like, but I can see them. It's kind of more for
Because
me than
that's
for
what
anything
matters,
else.
right?
And
Yeah.
Dexter has even my oh, he's gonna be 9 tomorrow. I know. He was like, well, why don't you just grow a beard? You like beards.
Why don't
You
you
guys
just
do
grow a
like
beard,
beards.
mommy?
And I was like, you know what? I totally would if I could.
But you'd be all patchy.
I I just have a few big witchy chin hairs, which is actually kind of cool. Maybe I'll rock that later. But for now, it's something I like to remove.
And a lot of um people who have estrogen and progesterone have more of a fuzzy face and has have that like peach fuzz all over their face as opposed to having like the individual coarse hairs. And I know a lot of people who've had that like fuzzy for most of their lives.
Yeah.
Um, and I know a lot of people that have like the little. It's really cool that we're seeing like the little female. I say female shavers because that's what they're marketed as.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they're the little like just like like not an actual razor.
That they're marketing hair removal for women.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's just like a little, like a quick little witcha jobby just to get the facial hair off, to make us more comfortable if that's what we want.
I'm doing it.
You're doing
There we
what?
go. I'm just.
Well, see, you have a little shavy shave.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't use it on my. I don't use it on my face, but I might as well while we're here.
Um. So do you? So like, okay, let me ask you a question. Do you have like a
Yeah.
different um routine for a first date as opposed to like a third date when you know okay, instead of numbering the dates, do you have a different routine for a date that is like a first date, you don't know what's going to happen, or then a subsequent date where like, oh, we're gonna have frisky time.
Right.
Because like I don't landscape down there either, unless there's a good percentage there's going to be frisky time.
Right.
I'm not much of a landscaper in general down there because
right.
I don't know, I'm just like a very 70s.
I love it.
Let it grow,
And I've been there too. I kind of go back and forth. Honestly, I change it up a lot. Sometimes I grow my armpit hair out. Sometimes I shave it.
Just however I'm feeling.
And I definitely went like a good 4 or 5 years of just like kind of trimming, but going full bush. And lately I've been playing more with shaving. And I went on a date recently where I specifically was like, I don't want to have any kind of sex on this date. I do want to just hang out, get to know each other, although because we talked about it and I was like, I don't want to engage in any of that, like sex or play. If that's okay with you, that's my decision. And she was like, that's fine. And I said, our plan was dinner and then hot tub. My hot tub is clothing optional. And she had asked, like, can I be naked in your hot tub? And I was like, absolutely. And if you're okay with it, I'll be naked too. So we were still being naked around each other and we were not intending on having sex. And I didn't do a ton of down there landscaping, even though I was going to be naked in front of her. I was like, we're going to be in the water. Like, I don't think we're going to be having that much of a close up.
You're not going to be like
yeah, exactly.
On display.
But I shaved my armpits. I knew I'd be a lot of display up here, right? So I shaved my armpits and I did my, my chin. And you know what? I do like to do certain routines before going on a date, like pampering routines. But I argue that it's not as much for looking a certain way, but for me feeling really good.
Right. And that's
like,
kind of what I
do a lot of like those disposable face masks. I like to give myself little manicures and I take really good care of my nails, not because it's a queer thing. It's not, like, that's a whole myth. But I do like to take good care of my hands and my fingers. I want them to look nice because that's another thing that people are seeing, right? So
right, yeah.
I kind of do like to keep my fingernails really clean and my hands looking nice. I talk with my hands a lot. I actually take a lot of pride in my hands. And like whatever your thing is, that's your thing. I really do. Yes, I'm like, I always put hand lotion on.
So people are gonna see my hands.
I take good care of my hands.
Yeah, I take pretty well care of my hands, just because, like I said, I'm a touchy person. I'm a hand-holdy person. I'm a, my hands could most definitely end up on your face at some point on the first
in your mouth.
Date. Yes, in your mouth.
My hands could end up in your mouth.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Not my fault. We got a comment here from
I
Bob.
said it.
He says, I have an ex-girlfriend about a decade ago who was Armenian, and she grew a full goatee. She was the first person I ever knew that used facial bleach. She had a facial bleaching session like twice a month. And I bet with being of Armenian descent that her hair was probably very dark. So
I know a lot of people that bleach.
Yeah. What about waxing? Do you get things? Oh, you just recently.
I wax. No, I do wax. I have a little home kit, and you buy the little wax beads. It actually was Brandon's, and I kind of took it. He uses it when he needs, but I use it. I'll take it sometimes just for like the little, because I'm starting to get little upper lip hairs and the chin hairs, and so I put on. I know there's a video on my social media. It's the first time I waxed my lip, and I was high as fuck. It's a fun video. I should find the link. But because I was really high, so I wax a little bit. But again, I don't really think people are gonna notice as much. I do it because it makes me feel really good, and I feel like I walk into that date feeling good about myself, and I'm relaxed and energized. And I do pride myself on the softness of my skin.
Yep.
So I'm always moisturizing. Touch my face.
Yes.
It's a soft face.
And that's like I do that. Like I'll do like a mask and I'll do like a full exfoliation thing on my face because I feel like my makeup looks better if my face has been exfoliated and
Yeah.
it's my face always looks better if I take off a couple layers of skin first.
Okay, yeah. You get it all off. Stop when you see blood.
Yeah.
No, don't hurt yourself.
So
I was gonna say, I actually do a lot more pampering than most people think. People, I think, assume because I'm kind of like dykey that I don't. But dude, I'm almost out. I have to buy more. How many of you do this shit? We got this stuff.
Oh yeah.
You got these? Anyone have these? I love them.
Yeah, I have like a cold cream that I put under my eyes.
Under your eyes. Those are actually one of my biggest insecurities about my face is my bags under my eyes. Let's all be real.
Oh,
and I'm tired. I'm so tired all the time. I have kids and I swear. There, I will do this. And the kids see me wearing these around the house all the time.
Look, and you can't even hardly see them.
Yeah. Yeah, and then and you rub it a little bit. On. And then you got to put some on your eyelids too.
Yep.
There you go. And then I just sit like that for a while and I'll do the dishes and I look like a total housewife.
I put like the big mud mask on and we'll go and do laundry and like walk around the house with a big mud mask. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those are always my favorite because they dry and then you start moving your face and it like peels up and it feels the coolest.
I don't like that feeling. It bothers me.
Really? I love that feeling.
I go like this because I'm afraid to move my face. I'll be like, yes.
Somebody says it looks like you've got gack on your face.
Yeah, Nicole. Yeah, it is. It's like a gel. Yeah, I'll pull it.
Slime. Yep.
And it's got a mix of just a bunch of creams and stuff. I believe these ones do have a little bit of caffeine in them.
Right, which is going to reduce inflammation.
Yeah, reduces inflammation and it brings blood flow to the area, which is going to reduce inflammation and help fill in those gaps. At least that's what they say. It could be all garbage, but
right. Somebody wants to know where you're getting the little things under your eyes. The bags under my eyes are
I am not sponsored.
To qualify, they're too big to qualify as carry-ons these days. Where can I get those little gel things Robin's wearing? Okay, you all have to remember.
I'm not sponsored. But no, actually, I got these like Amazon. I know. All right, there you go. Amazon. I'm sorry, I do. It's called Pixi, like Pixi.
Oh, they totally have that brand here in the U.S. You can you can buy Pixi at Walmart or Target, y'all.
Pixi Detox if I.
There you go.
Depuffing eye patches. 30 pairs, aka 60 patches. Honestly, these have lasted me a very, very long time.
Do you reuse them?
No.
Okay.
No, it's like literally they're just stacked in there. And there are times this fucking beauty channel. I'll give you a little tip. Sometimes right before going out, I'll just open it and I stick my finger in to get the liquid and I'll just go like that around my eyes a little bit.
That's
you don't
smart.
Have to put the gel if I don't have time to put the gel patches on, I just
That's smart.
Yeah. I'm taking these off now.
Oh, I paraffin my feet too. When I go get my feet done, I do the paraffin dips on my feet. And I've heard they're really good for your hands too.
Do
you do paraffin dips on your hands?
I should. I don't.
I do. I feel like we're kind of a beauty channel this morning.
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
I want to hear.
And this is the thing. I'm bad at my feet. I need to do more with my feet. All I really do is like I keep my toenails trimmed because I don't want to be scratching people with my talons. But I have really dry, really cracked feet.
That's like such
There's a
an insecure place for me is my feet. I have
Mhm.
such huge insecurities about my feet because I have like pterodactyl feet,
Yeah.
and my kids make fun of me for it. Um, if you've ever gone to get a pedicure with me, you will see the shit that they get off my feet. It's disgusting. Y'all, I don't do anything different than anybody else does. I just have like super dry heels.
It's
Um,
just a genetic thing. Same.
I also do wear a lot of like sandals and flip flops, which is, from what I understand, not great. I can't sleep with socks on. I've had people be like, put this on your feet and put a pair of socks. No, those socks are coming off like in an hour of me getting in the bed. I can't sleep with them on. I just
Hmm.
like, I like bare feet. So
I
I
walk
do,
around outside with bare
yep,
feet. Not like in the South where people go to the store in bare feet, but
I don't do that.
that
I don't do
honestly,
that.
tell me in the comments, is that a real fucking thing? Because I almost don't believe
Oh no,
you,
it's for
Mandee.
sure a real thing. We call it Walmart feet.
No.
Yes. People
I'm
will go
like,
to the
I will
store with
walk in the
no shoes
driveway
on.
or in my backyard or something in bare feet, but I
Um,
don't
you
like,
are
do people
there's like,
drive?
if you go to any convenience store in the South, there's a 50-50 chance that you're going to see people without shoes on.
That blows me
Gross.
away.
Is what it is.
But I have awful feet as well. And I am really insecure about them, which is like an anxiety thing because I'm so insecure about them. I do very little to my feet.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, I'm like, I should care for them more, but I'm like, no, I'm just gonna ignore them because they freak me out. And I don't want to look at them. And I have okay, this is a major insecurity. I have really long, like I have finger toes. I have really long
Your
toes.
toes are so cool to me.
I'm glad you like them.
Because
I'm
I have
really
short,
insecure.
pudgy ones.
I have, yeah, and people, and they will comment. I have very long finger toes. And even if I go get a pedicure, they'll say something. So if you do pedicures, please don't make comments on people's toes or feet because I am really insecure. And they'll be like, wow, look at how long these toes are. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
The lady that does my feet always makes a comment that I should come in more often.
That's awesome.
You should come in every 2 weeks, she says. I'm like, are you going to pay for a pedicure every 2 weeks? Because that's expensive.
Yeah, it is
Pedicure
expensive.
every
It's
two
time
weeks,
consuming.
not in my budget.
I don't have
Um,
the time either.
Sean says that's why I go to Target in the South, because everybody wears shoes there. It is not,
Who's required?
yeah. Oh, Bob says he has finger toes too. They run in his
Oh,
family. There's
yay.
like, yeah,
They're
you
good for
guys are
picking up
like the
stuff.
finger toe mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have just short, pudgy, fat. Like, I have like the bulbous toes that are like super
Those are
fat.
so
They're
cute.
not cute. They're
Little round, like little mini potatoes.
yes.
Those
They
so
look like little
cute.
mini potatoes.
I love that.
And then I have a shy toe that, well, he hides behind the other toe because he's
Oh,
shy.
that's cute. No, mine
That's my
were.
shy toe.
Okay, so there's other kind of, there was, it's funny because I had a list, but it got wrecked of
I
things
want
to
to hear
discuss.
from male identifying people what they do. I know for a fact that we have two listening right now. I want to hear what you all do
Yeah.
for date prep when you know you're gonna have frisky time.
Yeah. I want to discuss, like, or even just bring it up. Because again, I don't have facial hair. And I feel like I need to address any of the people that have facial hair out there. Please tell me you do this. Or at least if you don't, I just want to bring some awareness to it. If you have like a beard or a goatee or like a lot of facial hair and you're doing some oral sex, and it's totally cool. Like during someone has a beard and goes down on me and we come up and make out, I'm all for it. After all of that sex is done, please tell me that you wash your facial hair because I just want to bring awareness to the fact that hair really holds on and latches on to fragrance. Because it makes me
So
wonder. I'm like, because I had a beard. The first thing I think is, I'm like, I want to scrub my beard because if I'm going out in public and my face smells like vagina or
I used to
dick
have
or
a partner
whatever.
that would not wash his beard afterwards because he loved to have that
Oh,
smell. Like that was on purpose. It was, I
yeah.
don't want to wash my beard because that smell is there. Um,
See,
so
that's
it
what I
was
want
just,
to like. I want to know this shit. That's
yeah.
cool.
I used to, yeah, he loves it, loves having the smell in his beard. So yeah. But then I have a partner that just shaved his beard because it starts, he said it doesn't matter how much he washes it. It doesn't matter what beard oil he puts on it. He feels like it starts to smell.
Right.
Like it's too much. It's like a insulation of his
It is.
face, and he just has to shave it off every once in a while because like that hair is just old and smelly.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
all
We
right,
got
let's
some comments.
see. We have
Must
a
have the
comment that says
fresh.
Sean says he has to have a haircut. He must have a fresh fade. Um,
Okay.
and that the facial hair has to be washed after the punani has been eaten. So,
Especially with a fade, like a fresh. It's. I feel like that's like a coat of paint. Like it makes a really big difference to have like
oh,
a
it's
super
gorgeous.
fresh, like
Yeah.
short haircut fade. Yeah. I need to get a haircut.
Or lined up, to get lined up, your beard
Yeah,
lined.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Just like have it things being like nice and crisp. I feel like that's great.
yeah.
And I do love the feel of freshly, very, very short, like fresh shaved hair. It was really cool.
Yeah. Now, on the
But yeah,
contrary, I would never go get a haircut just before a date.
let's hear why is that? Why is that?
Never, because like I'll go get a haircut and I don't kind like I
Yeah, yeah.
don't know
You
how
need a
to
couple days.
fix it. Like you have to learn your haircut. I have to learn my haircuts. And so
Right.
once I get a haircut, like, and so I would never go get a fresh haircut and then like have a date that night because holy shit, the anxiety of what
Yeah.
if I cannot get my hair to do what I want it to do? Um,
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
let's see. One day, somebody said, one day I realized I had not cleaned my beard well enough after oral sex due to being in a rush to leave. And we were going to visit my parents. I got to their house and made a beeline for the bathroom to scrub with soap. I did not hug my mom. I was mortified.
I love
That's
that.
amazing.
So thank you for sharing. That's really great.
I feel like I know who said that. I
I love that. I love that.
Sean says I normally have a faded faux hawk, which is beautiful. I've
Mm.
seen Sean's faded faux hawk. I love the way he does his hair. Um but yeah, I would never go get a haircut just before a date. It scares, it makes me thinking about it. Like
I
it's just
actually
too,
don't wash
it
my
adds
before
a
a date.
level of
I
so
don't wash my hair before a date, actually. I will try to do it like 1 or 2 days beforehand because
it's easier to do
with my
something with.
hair, it's easier to style, and if it's been freshly washed, it tends to be a lot drier. Like I do a lot of conditioning and stuff like that. Again, I'm all about the moisture. I'm like moisturize. So I feel like my hair is much nicer and easier to handle after like a day or two without washing. But I will get it all wet. I'll rinse it all out really, really well, and then like so that there's no more product in it, and then I do it.
Yeah.
But I don't use shampoo because I feel like my hair is harder to style right after shampooing.
Oh, something else that I do, I have psoriasis. So I make sure that like any spots that I have currently are like, I'm like putting medication on them like 4 times a day, trying to trying to make sure that they are not as noticeable to me.
Mhm.
And then I'll even go as far as to put band-aids on some of them because I
Yeah,
just hate it. And it's just like I said, it's just a personal insecurity of mine.
totally. I I feel like this is a thing to bring up in terms of like pain or disability stuff because I have back and hip issues. Um, I have learned not to go to my chiropractor the day of a date.
Oh, the day of a frisky date or just the day of a date in
The day of a
general?
frisky date,
Okay.
uh, because or might maybe not even the day of a date, but definitely before a frisky date. I don't because what happens sometimes is sometimes an adjustment can can flare up some things,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and then I'm in really bad pain that night.
That
I had
makes
to
sense.
cancel a date once. It made me really sad because I was thinking, oh, I'll go to the chiropractor and I'll be adjusted and like really ready to go. But I have
It's
found
like getting all lubed up. It's like getting a lube job for your joints.
let's let's do this.
Right.
But because I don't want to be in pain. I want to be at my best. But I have actually discovered it's better for me to not go to the chiropractor the day of, maybe the day or two after when I'm broken and I can't move. Um, I'm finding it better to go after, or at least maybe a few or a couple days before, but not like the day of. Just because I've discovered that sometimes you might get unlucky and have a lot of flare ups in my back, and then I'm like, I tried one time. I was like, no, I can still make it. I can still make it. It'll be fine. And I was like lying, and I'm trying to like do all of my pain management. I got my TENS unit and my lotions and stretches and all this other shit. And I'm like trying not to move at one point, and the kids came to hug me and they jumped on me and I was like, ow, ow, ow. And Brandon was like, if the children cannot come and like hug you without you being in severe pain, you need to cancel your date. I was like, I don't want to.
I don't
And then I
wanna.
texted and I was like, I can't really move. It kind of hurts when I move. And he was like, then we should cancel. And I'm like, I don't want to. He's like, sweetie, we're canceling. And I'm like, I know.
Here's another weird thing that I do, and this is I'm sitting here trying to think of like all the stuff that I do, like what I did on the last time I had like a I know things are gonna get frisky date.
Yeah.
This is a weird one, and I know it's weird, but because you have ginormous tits like I do, you might do the same thing.
Oh, I need to hear this.
I will lay on my bed, like I'll get out of the shower and I'll lay on my bed with like the ceiling fan on and air dry my under boobs.
I need to see this.
Just
I
to
wish
make
I could see you
sure,
lying back like that. That's so funny.
because if anyone listening, and Robin, I'm sure
I do.
it's yeah, it's your
It's a pain in the
under
ass.
boobs are sometimes they're not the best place.
I try
So
to stay naked as long as possible
yep,
after a shower to make sure everything dries off. And I will
yep,
totally do the thing where I lift my tits
yep,
and then I put like a towel underneath and then I just leave them
yep.
and so I can walk around with towel tucked underneath my tits while I get ready. That's what I do.
Yeah. So I will I wish that I had like I have piercings, right? So I can't do this. I
Ah.
used to, there were times where I would put tape, like tape them on. So they would so
If
they'll
you have
dry.
piercings, use string. You wrap it around the piercing. I've done this in a kinky context. Just
No,
wrap
I
around
don't want to know the
and
rest of
then
it.
you go up and around the back of your neck and then you bring it around the other side and then you tie it and you just wrap it around the other one and they'll just I want to do that to you.
I
That's the
feel
nice
like
way
if
to do it. There are
my
meaner ways.
I feel like if my breasts were maybe 2 sizes smaller, I could do that. But I
You put a lot of
feel
weight.
like it's a lot. Yeah, I'm ripping my nipple rings out if I do that. It's not no.
Oh, challenge accepted.
So I just lay on my bed. Like
Oh, they're rings. Oh, even better.
sometimes Sometimes it's kind of upside down. I make sure, and I just kind of like spread my whole body out and air dry as much as possible.
Just starfish?
Yep, I just starfish on the bed. Yeah.
That's good. I just really, really, really thoroughly towel dry, and I try to be as
but I
naked as
towel dry
possible.
and then I put lotion on and then I do it.
Ah.
And so like my lotion dries, and because that's even worse when you put lotion under there and then you just
People
let
with
the girls down. It's
people
just not
with
good.
testicles.
Oh, do you
What do
guys
they
let
do?
do you all let
Yeah,
that?
I'm curious if you, because obviously keeping things dry
Right.
is going to be better for keeping things cleaner and smelling better and fresher, right? If you introduce warm, moist, I said it, like humid areas that are warm is just breeding grounds for bacteria, which is what's going to create a strong, maybe
Right.
unpleasant smell. And it's just,
Um,
better for preventing infections. Because I got to air out my situation. It's important to keep that area dry. So I make sure it's nice and dry
I
before I get
also,
dressed.
again, not endorsed, but I've just found this like under boob deodorant called Lume.
I'm curious. I already use my regular deodorant under my tits, but
It's like a lotion.
interesting. 24-hour odor control. Does it work on scrotums? Does it say?
Pits, feet, and privates.
Hey,
It's
that's cool.
aluminum free. Like it's good stuff.
Interesting.
And it's like
That's
I said, it
cool.
comes out like a lotion. And so I put that under there and then throw them up in the air and dry them out. And
I love that. Oh, you got a comment.
there we go. Sean says I air mine out as much as possible. It also helps that I don't wear underwear at all. There is a good topic. I have a partner that doesn't wear underwear at all. I don't understand it because he wears jeans all the time. And to me, that just sounds so uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I am a panty person.
Mm-hmm.
I feel not, I don't know if I just like my, I like for my panani to feel the hug, I guess. And if it's not, I feel naked. I can be completely clothed and not have panties on and I feel naked.
Yeah. That's kind of what I like about it.
But I've had partners be like, "Oh, that's hot if you don't wear panties." I'm like, I know like logically that nobody else can smell me, but I feel like I can smell me.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not, again, not bad smell, but it is the smell of my panini.
Yeah. I totally mix it up. It depends on so much. It depends on what I'm wearing. Like I have different kinds of underwear. I
I feel like
usually wear like boxer brief style, or I might wear like booty underwear. But yeah, it totally depends what I'm wearing and where I am. I like wearing, I don't wear dresses very often, but I do sometimes like around the house or just when I'm relaxing. And I like to not wear underwear when I have a dress on. I think it's hot and I think it feels nice and breezy. If I have really loose like pants on, I might go without underwear just because again, I like the looseness. But if I am wearing something particularly tighter or maybe could be potentially uncomfortable, then I wear underwear.
yeah, I have had nightmares about being at like a restaurant and sitting there and like having the server go like,
Oh no.
and I know logically that probably 30% of the people around me don't have underwear on and I'm not smelling their junk. But I am so like concerned about that for myself that I just can't do it. Every once in a
My
while I've done it.
kink wheels are turning. Is that
I say
something that you would
every
have
once in
fun
a while I've done it for
playing
a
with?
partner
Yeah.
to, you
But is
know,
that something you'd have fun playing with? I have to ask you a kink question. Because I think this is actually something that might relate when talking about smell.
yeah.
If you're playing, or say, hypothetically, we're on a date, I've asked you not to wear underwear to going out for dinner, and I'm leaning in and we're kind of flirting, and but we're in public, so we can't really do anything. And I might lean in and whisper in your ear, I can fucking smell you, you slut.
Yeah, that's hot.
Would that turn you on, or would that be
Yeah.
like, oh no?
It would turn me on just to know that the person that I was with was super into the fact that I didn't have panties on. You know what I mean? Like that, and I've done it previously for partners that that's been like their thing. So,
Mhm.
and it does turn me on to know that they're turned on by it.
Right.
Um, because of
There's a
course they
reason
feel
I
sexier
ask.
then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the reason I ask is because I know people that are very insecure about their smell and love being kind of embarrassed or humiliated by it in a sexual context, and being like, and I do love doing that. And maybe we're in the middle of a scene and things are getting hot and heavy, and I just look at them and be like, I can fucking smell you. And then they get embarrassed, but they're also really aroused. But there are people that would not
Be
handle
okay with
something
that.
that
Yeah.
well. There are people that would not be okay with you commenting on the fact that you can smell them.
Right.
So it's one of those things where, like, I want to surprise someone, but obviously I'm going to ask ahead of time in negotiations, be like, hey, so if I commented that I can smell you and I was into it, is that something you'd be into?
Yeah.
Because I've had people be like, absolutely not. I'm really insecure. Please don't. And others that are like, oh my God, I hate it and it embarrasses me and I love it. Please do.
Well, and to be clear, I'm not self-conscious about the way I smell. It's just that you can smell me.
I know, but you're bringing attention to that because
Yeah.
that's a big fear that people fear that they could smell you. So we'd be in a restaurant hypothetically, and I would want to comment and be like, I can smell you. I can
Right.
smell how turned on you are, and it's so
I
hot. And that might
would
embarrass them, and they might like that embarrassment, or they might not.
it would be sexy for sure, and it would turn me on, and I would blush 7 ways to fucking red, I'm sure.
I love it. I love it. I
Which you
love
all
doing
know
that to
is
people
very
because
hard to
I'm
get
into
me to
it.
blush. So
Challenge accepted. But yeah, that I feel like that's something where I've had to be really careful with, because you could have a very negative reaction to that
yeah,
and
yeah,
do some damage, and you don't want to do that. So
yeah.
always ask first. But I love
I've
doing it.
also had partners just really enjoy my pheromones, like have asked me to not wear deodorant be-
Yeah.
because they
Mm-hmm.
like, which it's like, I can't
You've got
smell my pheromones.
no, you usually can't, right?
Right. So
Anytime
like,
I tell Brandon he smells really good, it's usually after he's like had a really hard shift at work.
yep, he
And I look
sweats
at him and I'm like, oh
he's
my God,
yeah,
you smell so good. And he's like, I stink. And I'm like, give me your musk. Sometimes I don't like it.
right.
Like sometimes it's like, okay, dude, you stink, go shower. But sometimes I'm kind of into
Sometimes
it.
it's a dirty musk, but if it's
I like it.
just like, I have partners that I love the way their sweat smells. Um,
You got a
let
bunch
me
of
see.
comments here.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. Tell me about my smell in that context. Well, that wouldn't be a dinosaur too. Thank you, Sean. He also says that he would be in the turned on section of I would imagine being able to smell someone. It would be the turned on. I
It's
think is,
hot.
is yeah. Um, and
I
I like the smell of it's gonna sound so gross coming out of my mouth, but I like the smell of like sweaty scrotum too sometimes.
I don't, but
No?
that's okay. No,
Whereas I don't like the smell. I don't want to say I don't like the smell. I prefer a non-sweaty punani, but I don't mind a sweaty scrotum. I know it's weird.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm okay. I mean, I'm okay with it. I prefer not too sweaty,
sweaty,
sweaty.
sweaty balls.
But at the same time, I really like the sex that is associated with getting really sweaty and crazy. So it's one of those things where, like, if we are getting real sweaty and real into it, it's worth it.
If I've
I don't
made it
even
sweaty, that's different.
exactly. If it's just presented to you, that
If
I
it's
might be
just
like,
presented
I'll
as
still.
sweaty, nah.
But if you're like getting down and dirty and things are getting sweaty and things are getting
Yeah,
crazy, I'm not going to be like, ew, you're sweaty now. I'm going to be into it,
yeah,
and just embrace it for what it is. I dated somebody that specifically wanted me to sweat on them. Like it was they really liked sweat dripping on them. So we would do stuff to make me really sweaty. And then I would be like over top of them and we'd be having sex and I would be like dripping on them.
yeah,
And in my head, I was like, oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Ew, I'm sweating on you. But I knew they really liked it. So I was like, just remember they're into it. They're into it. They're into
yeah,
it. Because I was getting really self-conscious. But the more that they showed me that they were into it, the more I was like, okay, we're good. We're good.
yeah. I have a partner that I love to sweat on me as well. And like, but he's
Yeah.
just a super sweaty dude. So I love
Works.
it,
I don't
but
get super sweaty, so I had to work for it.
he hates it. He hates sweating on me, and I fucking love it. So
It's awesome. So exactly, if you want somebody to be sweaty and then they present you with a sweaty dick and balls, like that's just how that's going to go.
yeah.
You can't expect someone to be sweaty and have a good musk and then have like pristine, dry, clean
With
genitals.
air
Like that just
conditioner in
doesn't.
their pants.
still, still getting all sweaty. You're
That's
gonna get sweaty everywhere. You're gonna get
like that's
sweaty in
my
your
ball
armpits. You're
fan.
gonna get sweaty in your
Sorry.
ass crack. That's
Oh,
just the way it
I hate being sweaty in my ass crack.
is. You're welcome. Hey, oh my god, I feel like I'm really laying it out here, but okay, this is something that's really new for me, and I'm struggling, and I'm actually like not super stoked about sharing this, but no shame. This is my body. I'm getting hair like around my asshole,
I think I've
like
always
a
had
little
hair
bit.
around my asshole.
I don't think I always have, but I've noticed it more recently. How how do I get that off?
I don't know that you
Get
can.
out!
I think you're gonna have to have a helper.
I can't do it without a helper. I've tried shaving my asshole and it
Whoa!
didn't go very. I know. I don't
No!
recommend it. I don't recommend it.
No!
I was like, my leg was like up here, and I'm like,
What
oh,
about what about wax?
oh,
You
that
know,
scares me. Because I
like the
have
wax
gotten.
strips, if you put wax on the and like and then you know what I mean?
I do. Maybe I'll try that. I'll try that tonight and let you know how it goes.
Can you please
I
record
need
this for me?
help. I can't do this by myself, and I'm gonna have a hairy cat sniffing around while I try to do this. Like,
Get a mirror, like
I
just get a
did.
mirror and be like,
Yeah,
right, the
because
wax. That's the only thing I can think of is to wax it.
I've had Brazilian waxes before, back when I was a dancer, and I've gone like once or twice just to make sure that they get all the, because it's hard. There's a lot of angles and crevices and things that you cannot access easily yourself.
Mhm.
And so I've gone, I'm like, just give me a full Brazilian. And they will wax your asshole and around in those crevices. And but that's easier because you have someone else to do it. And I taking care of that on my own has proven to be a challenge. And I've got these like little hairs going around my asshole now, and I'm trying so I
Is
need
that on
help.
the menu? Can you just be like, can you just wax my asshole, please?
I wonder if I could. I probably could. There's a lovely human that lives a few blocks from here, and she works out of a little office in her home. I might just contact her because it is a little embarrassing. I'm like, I don't want a full Brazilian. I need someone to regularly help maintain my asshole because I'm struggling to do it myself.
Robin, I just want to repeat what Robin just said. She needs help maintaining her asshole.
Anyone who lives nearby,
struggling to do it herself.
Help me.
I think
Mandee, you have to move to Canada because I need you to help me take care of my asshole.
I can fly to Vancouver to wax your asshole.
If that's what it will take to get you here.
Yeah, I think I've always had hair around my asshole. I don't know that
I think most people do.
Yeah.
What have you?
Not like a ton, but like I think it's always been back there.
It's always a little bit back there.
I don't know the last time I actually saw my asshole, so I'm not as familiar with my asshole as some people are, I think.
That's just it. It's not a thing that a friend can typically just call a friend up for. And I want to change that. I feel like I should put together a group where it's like,
we should wax each other's assholes. Like, I mean,
can we just, let's get together and help groom each other.
A true
I will
friend,
happily help.
A friend would wax your asshole.
Oh. But even for me, that's a lot of vulnerability.
Yeah.
That is a lot of vulnerability.
I don't even know. So I have, you laid it all out there. I have hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would put wax back there. That scares the fuck out of me now that I think about it.
I do read a little bit about the mucous membranes, but you'll be fine. Hemorrhoids, though, you need to be careful.
Yeah. And I wonder, you go, because again, I wouldn't shave back there either with hemorrhoids. So I wonder if you could go get your asshole waxed with roids.
I can't say that I know this 100%, but I feel pretty strong in my guess that it would be okay because you have someone who can see what's going on and they would work their way around it.
Yeah.
That would be like, that's a strong, I'm pretty sure that would be the case.
Because
I was going to say, I would do that for you. I would totally wax your asshole if you wanted me to. I would just make sure to avoid any of those areas.
I would be so self-conscious going to get my asshole waxed. Like, I would be so afraid they'd be like, I gotta clean it first. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, like, what? You know, just, I would take the hose outside to it before I went. Like, I'd use a whole pack of those like Cottonelle wet wipes just to make sure.
Oh my! If you would come in and your asshole would just be raw.
It would be raw. It would straight be raw just because I would be so afraid. Again, y'all, I do a pretty good job wiping my ass, but you don't ever know. Again, I've not been intimate with my asshole in a minute. I don't know. Like, I couldn't tell you at any given time, like 100% sure that fucker is spotless.
That's why you need a trusted friend. I feel like I would be more comfortable with a trusted friend than like an esthetician. Just for stuff like that, maybe.
Right.
I trust
really
the
well back there, but you never know.
They've seen it.
Yeah.
There's also, you're aware of asshole bleaching, right?
Again, with the roids, I wouldn't put bleach on it.
No, but I've never bleached my asshole, but as a stripper,
I'm sure you know a lot of people, yeah.
A lot of people that do. Actually, there's a story about that in my stripper book where I had a night stripper that legit like tackled me down and spread my ass cheeks open and I just got off stage and she just tackled me. Wasn't super consensual, but it's okay. I'm okay. She tackled me and spread my ass cheeks and she was like, "Whoa! how is your asshole so pink? And I'm literally on the floor in the dancer area, and I'm like, can you get out of my ass now, please? And she was like, but that's very much the stripper mentality. Like, we see each other poop all the time. We help look, like we'll do what's called a pussy check.
Right?
Where you kind of spread your cheeks and you're checking for any like bits of toilet paper or like a tampon or something. So right before you go on stage, a dancer will show pussy check, and everyone looks as and you go, yeah, you're good, and you go.
Well,
So
there's black lights in strip clubs, and a piece of toilet paper is gonna glow like the fucking moon up in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's not abnormal for us to get that, to be that
Intimate.
comfortable,
Yeah.
to be that intimate around each other, because you don't care. There's no modesty or shame. But I was like, and that was the first time I heard about asshole bleaching, was when a dancer put her face in my asshole and was like, you don't bleach your asshole, this is so pink. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then there are, especially in the adult industry, dancers, a lot of porn performers and stuff like that will get their asshole bleached to make it look lighter or less, which I feel like I would say that's like kind of a really fucked up skin tone thing.
Yeah.
Talking about bleaching your natural skin to change color or make it lighter, I think that's really, really, really problematic and racist and all that other shit. Because I'm pretty sure you can't control the color of your butthole.
Not without chemicals.
And so yeah, I'm not for the butthole bleaching. I mean, it's your body, you do what you want. I just want to make sure that you know why you're doing it, and is this
Right.
a racial issue or something that needs to be addressed. Anyways, you do what you want with your body.
So to
I
me,
don't bleach
that's
my
a
asshole, but
natural
some
thing.
people like to, and that might be something that makes them feel better about it, because there are a lot of people that maybe really like anal and they have their own routines. So it's like, if someone wants to shave their asshole or bleach their asshole, that's their body. They can choose what they want to do with it, and maybe it feels better. But
Yeah.
some people like to maybe douche ahead of time. I say it's not necessary when it comes to anal stuff.
Bob says, didn't come out recently that anal bleaching potentially causes cancer.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, it's bleach on your
You're
butthole.
literally bleaching your, and even on your skin
It's a
does
booty hole.
absorb. Your skin literally absorbs everything it touches, including what's in the air. It is
Yeah.
at a very slow rate. Really fun, like, medical fact, because I remember being like, wait, so do we absorb water? Because we do absorb water if we're sitting in it, but you can die of dehydration while sitting in water because your skin doesn't absorb it fast enough.
Wow.
That was my question. I'm like, if you sit in water, can you die of dehydration? And they were like, yes, because it's not fast enough. But you still absorb anything you put on your skin will be absorbed. And also, your asshole is mucous membranes, which are particularly susceptible for putting things in your body. So put something in your nose, that's a mucous membrane. In your mouth, you absorb it really fast and quite a bit more of it. Your asshole's the same way. If you put bleach on your asshole, I'm just saying, it's your body. You risk aware. That wouldn't surprise me that there could be possibly long-term negative effects from putting bleach on a mucous membrane on your body regularly.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
So I would never do it just because I don't. My butthole's that color because it's that color. Like, it's not that color because it's dirty. It's just that color because it's that color.
Mm-hmm.
And I throw that in the same. That's one of the reasons that I don't shave my pubic hair. I don't shave it down. There's actually a couple different reasons that I don't shave my pubic hair. But that's I feel like that's supposed to be there. That hair is there to protect that area.
There are health benefits to pubic hair.
Right. So I don't, that's one, like I said, that's one of the couple different reasons. I'm not going to go into the other reasons, but
yeah, there are health benefits to having facial hair. You're actually a whole list of them. You're less likely to contract an STI if you have pubic hair, stuff like that. You're less likely to get infections and stuff like that, as long as you keep it clean. But again, I say it's just personal preference. You decide what you want to do to your body. If you want to bleach your asshole regularly, go for it. But just keep in mind what the risks are, because I would equate that almost to holding bleach in your mouth like this for like 20 minutes once a month and then spitting it out. How many years is
Yeah.
it? Is that good for you? Is it's going to do damage to mucous membranes? You could cause scar tissue. It's your body. I also, the reason I don't shave personally too much is because I actually get a lot of ingrown hairs, and
Oh
that's why I
yeah.
prefer.
Yeah.
I
I
do
get a
prefer
lot of
waxing
ingrown
over
hairs
shaving.
in my pubic hair even if I trim.
Yeah.
I think it's because I wear panties all the time.
Exfoliation is actually the trick. So if you got a loofah, really scrub that area after shaving it and waxing. It sounds counterintuitive, but exfoliation helps scrape off any of those skin cells that are hovering over top of the hair. You know what I mean? So then the hair can't grow very well and it gets ingrown. So if you exfoliate,
Right.
you're exposing those little hairs so they can come out nicely when they come out. At least that's what I was taught.
It makes sense.
Oh, you got a comment. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Kanye. I have no idea.
I'm not familiar with Kanye West's music enough to know.
Same.
If he has a song about bleaching assholes. So I did read this morning he came out with a song that really talks shit about his ex-wife, but I'm not a Kanye West fan.
I'm not a Kanye West fan. Keep me as far away from that as possible. Personally, I don't listen to his stuff. I don't know it. But also, I kind of want to bring up the douching thing while we're talking about booty holes, because I get that question a lot.
First of all, don't douche your booty hole.
You can if you want.
But that's not douching though. That's an enema, no?
Yeah, it's an enema. Would be douching, yeah. And you can if you want, because a lot of people are worried about fecal matter. Of course, like you mentioned, even just going to see an esthetician, you're afraid there's going to be fecal matter just outside of your booty hole, let alone inside.
I feel like though, if you're signing up to play with a booty, that's what comes out of a booty. You're signing up for the possibility of fecal matter. That's always been my take on it.
Risk aware.
Yeah.
It's not likely to happen, but if you're going there, be prepared for like tiny little like flecks and stuff. We're not talking like shit all over the walls.
No.
Don't engage in anal if you are having the runs, or like if you have a situation going on. Like that's my number one question. If I'm interested in playing with someone else's butthole, I will ask, how's your tummy doing? How's your bum doing?
When was the last time you pooped?
Well, you could ask that. I just usually start with like, yeah, how's your tummy and like bum? And usually that's like the hint to my partner that I'm interested in doing stuff with their bum. And I get like actually I am like kind of gassy, or like I'm actually like, then I'll be like, all right, maybe not tonight. But if they're like, actually, no, I'm doing pretty good. And I'm like, all right, okay, we're cool to go. I have had partners that want to know ahead of time. I had one partner that wanted to know like 24 hours prior.
Probably because they were doing an enema, just.
She wouldn't do an enema. This is what she would do. She would drink tons of water, eat tons of fiber, and do a lot of exercise that day. And then the day of, she would have a really good bowel movement and feel good and feel, nice and clear. So she would want to do a lot the day before, prepping to have a really nice, clear, full bowel movement the next day and be good to go.
Right.
And I'm like, that's great. That's cool.
Somebody says that's why I don't do butt stuff, because I don't want fecal matter stuck between my teeth after eating the booty hole. That's fair.
But you gotta love eating booty holes. I like eating a booty hole.
Peter says the first woman I ever went down on, I thought, strawberries? Is that what it's supposed to taste like?
Strawberries.
Now, is that a douche thing, or is that like, I know that there's a lot of feminine hygiene products that you can put down there to, make it smell like strawberries or lavender or whatever. This is a lavender sage deodorant. I don't know that it's going to make your hoo-ha taste like lavender tea or anything, but The smell might be enough to make it kind of taste like that.
Will you send me some in your next package? There's a package heading your way. It should be there soon.
Okay.
Will you send me some of that stuff in your next
Yeah.
package?
Yeah.
However much it is, I'll send you the money, and if you could send me some, that would be great. Because I want to try this out, but
Last time
yeah,
I
I
went
would
down on
not.
one,
I'd
it
have to say
tasted
this.
like pineapples. How are these women getting their hoo-haws to taste like strawberries and pineapples?
I don't know. Sometimes it smells or tastes really fruity to me. It's the acidity, maybe. Like I get the pineapple thing.
I don't know. I want my hoo-ha to smell to taste like pineapples.
I
Like
want
how
mine to smell like an enchanted forest,
I
as it
want
is.
pina colada vag.
If you had a pina colada vag, you would never like see
I
the end of me. Like I would just be there. I just live in your vagina.
You'd be like, pina colada vag, shot of rum, pina
I'd be
colada.
all in there. If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. That'd be me.
Let's
But hey,
see.
really quick about douching. I'm gonna say please don't douche your vagina.
Right.
I actually think that is a lot riskier. You can douche your asshole. It's not a huge deal as long as you don't do too much too fast, because then you can get a real bad stomach ache. And then that water might come out later. Like if it goes too far up the intestines, it'll
It's
come back
gonna
down.
stay
You only
there.
want a little bit. It's going to
Yeah.
stay there and it'll come back hours later at a really inopportune moment. So make sure if you do douche your asshole or use
You
an
said
enema,
do douche.
if you do douche, if you do douche
If you do
your
douche,
asshole,
you can do douche, but you cannot vag douche.
please don't vag douche, even if it's just water, because you will mess up the pH balance inside the vagina. It is actually like when we talk about washing, do not use soap in your vagina.
No,
Like
not in
legit.
your
And I
vagina.
know, no,
All
not in.
outside. Just
I
outside.
use soap. I use soap on the outside, especially
Yep.
for like exfoliating where I've shaved or waxed or anything like that. And then I rinse all the soap. And then I will put my hands right up against the shower head to make sure I have all the soap removed from my hands. And then I will maybe like use a finger or something like that to go inside just a little bit. And that's it.
I had
You
my
don't need to do
OBGYN tell
much to
me.
the inside.
Yeah, I had my OBGYN tell me when I was much, much younger, I was probably in my teens, that when I washed down there, that my fingers should not be separated.
Mm,
And
yes.
that way you're not putting soap where it doesn't belong, because when you're washing, when you're in a shower, you're not sticking all this up your, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. That's why
keep
I'm like, I really rinse my
Yep.
hands so well. And I want the shower pressure like up my nails and everything like that. Make sure there's no soap.
Yeah.
And then I do a quick little whatever, and then you're good to go. Because you don't want to mess with the pH balance inside of your vagina. That's how you get yeast infections. That's how you get bacterial infections. You don't want sugar. You don't want soap. You really, it's good at taking care of itself. Leave it the fuck alone.
Yep. And limit
Mostly,
the
and
amount of
just
things that you, if you're a bath taker, limit the amount of things that you put in the bath with you. Bath bombs
yes,
are cute and all, but don't do
I love them.
do
But
them
if
super often.
I know, yeah, everyone's different. Actually, I know people that are really prone to infections, and they're like, I can't take a bath without getting yeast infection.
Right.
I don't. I'm not. My situation isn't like that. But I also, if like even after the hot tub, I always have a shower or rinse afterwards. If I have a bath, and I'll just quickly rinse myself just to make sure that there isn't stuff left around there.
Yep. And pee.
And pee and
If-
rinse,
Yep.
dry. You're good. Oh, we got some comments here.
All right. Well, I'm going to do this
Pick
one
those up.
first. This one says, Jamie says, vag douche is unfortunately needed every so often with my neo vag.
Oh, yes. A neovag, like a brand new, if you've had surgery, any kind of reconstructive or surgery down there, listen to what your doctor says, because that might be the case. With my hysterectomy, I am not supposed to put anything in there for 8 weeks. But for some, like a reconstructive surgery or gender reaffirming, any kind of bottom surgery, anything like that, just listen to what your doctor says, because you might need to dilate, you might need to douche, you might need to do certain things.
And after my hysterectomy, my doctor told me
Consult your
not to
doctor.
douche. not to do either, because there's still, like, I mean, further than the 8 weeks, that it was still not recommended to do that, even though it's just a pocket now. So
It's my hot pocket.
right, it's the flesh
I'm, by the way,
pocket.
tomorrow is 7 weeks. I'm still not
Yay!
allowed penetrative sex for another week. Just one more week.
Sean says, I've been told that my member tastes sweet. That shocked the hell out of me. I
I
mean,
can
and
see that.
yeah, I have experienced that as well, where
Some of that sweet, sweet cock.
it's a sweet, sweet member.
This is a good show today. This is
I
fun
really
stuff.
want to
We're
take a
getting
clip
into
of
it.
you saying sweet, sweet cock.
Sweet, sweet cock.
I am actually going to dip. I don't know how this is going to work.
All
I
right.
think I
I
just
bet if
turned.
you leave, it might just go to me. We can give it a trot.
I think I'm just going to turn my screen off. Like if I do the little, you know what? Let me try it real quick.
I'm scared. We'll see what happens, folks.
It just takes me off.
I was like mid-sentence.
And I'm back. And I'm gone. And I'm back.
I can't. Oh, what have we talked? I've got other things on my list, but you gotta go.
Well, tell me
I
what you
got a
need to talk
list.
about. What do you want me
Well, what
here
else?
for this?
I always want you here. Oh, I
Aww.
wanted to discuss fragrances and like allergies. Like,
There's a
do
lot of
you use
people that are
fragrance?
allergic to perfumes. Do you ask your potential partner or your
I
partner?
ask.
Yeah.
I ask because I have a fragrance that a client gave to me a long time ago. It was a while, but it's lasted a long time. And I don't use the perfume very often because, of course, there are fragrances. So like, I don't, put on perfume before going to like a public event or something like that. Um, I will use it on myself, but I want to know if my partners are allergic or anything like that. I really like the fragrance. I like the way it smells, and I like the way it makes me smell. So I check, and I will wear it if it's an appropriate situation. But yeah, folks, tell me what you think about fragrances.
It's good to ask because, like I said, I don't know if you were on yet or not, but I used to have a partner that was very averse to the smell of peppermint. And that's what 99% of toothpastes are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And gum and things like that. And I had to, while I dated him, I had to change to like cinnamon everything
Right.
because the smell made him nauseous. So the first time that we went out, you put the breath mint in, and I gagged him. And that was not pleasant.
Yeah. I'm like, someone gagging in my mouth actually sounds kind of hot, but
yeah. No. It was, I'm going to be sick. I'm like, okay. Thanks. Great.
So, but that brings me to other allergies too. Because if we're going into my bed, I have a cat that sleeps in my bed quite frequently. So I will ask about allergies, and I actually keep allergy meds in my room. I don't have any kind of pet allergies, but I do keep like Claritin in my bathroom in case I have a date that needs it, or a friend over that might need it. And I
should have Benadryl in there too.
Oh, I have kids Benadryl. Oh yeah, I should get some. But
Benadryl just works better on like acute attacks, like so like, and I only know this because I'm allergic to cats. So
yes, thank you, because I'm not. So
yeah, Claritin and like Zyrtec and things like that are good preventative allergy medications. But if like I am around a cat and I didn't realize I was going to be, Benadryl is going to be what I need at the time.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Because I do have a partner that is allergic, but he says he takes it before he comes over. And I make sure that I always have fresh sheets and stuff like that. Just And I will make an extra effort if I know someone has allergies to pets. I'll make an extra effort to like sweep or vacuum and stuff because dust and all that. So I do try to help prevent any kind of issues, and it's handy to know if someone has any kind of allergies.
Yeah,
And
I
I
I'm
have a partner that has a lot of severe allergies to any kind of fragrance, even like essential oils. Um, so I make sure to like totally fully shower and all this other stuff. Also, I do have some skin allergies, not to like when I say fragrance, because I'm not like facial allergic, but if you use a lot of the really common laundry detergents,
ooh,
my
Tide.
skin will react. Yeah.
A lot of
To
people have
clothing
reactions
or
to
bed
Tide.
sheets. I do. I react to Tide. I react to a lot of the big names, especially the really strong smell. And it doesn't affect me here. It affects my skin or clothing or sheets. So I actually had a partner ask me once, "Do you have allergies to like laundry detergents?" And I was like,
Oh, that's great.
"Actually, I know." And I was like, "Actually, yes, I do." And they were like, "Okay, thank you for letting me know. Do you have a laundry detergent that works for you?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." And I told them a couple of them. And they were like, "Okay, so whenever you're here, I'm going to make sure that I wash these sheets with it." And I was like, "Thank you so much. That was really sweet."
That is
Because that was
super
something that I
sweet.
hadn't really thought of. And I was like, yeah, this was definitely a dominant partner that was like, "This is what I'm going to do." I was like, "Thank you."
Mm.
And what else is on my list? But yeah, any allergies or fragrances I thought would be interesting if people want to comment on that. Did you talk about menstruation?
I did not talk about menstruation, and I know that's one of the things that we touched on last week to talk
Oh
about.
yeah, that's right. We did. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I didn't even think about that this week. There's that, and that's like a pretty divided opinion on that. Like
Yep.
there
Yep.
are some people that there are some vagina owners that will not, that will not have any type of intercourse um when they're menstruating. They're And then some of them, when I menstruated, it used to make it feel better. It was more of a
Okay. Yeah.
I was hornier. I don't fucking know why. And B, it made it feel better. It was like it was like an internal massage. Um,
Right.
and
Right.
if you're new here, I had adenomyosis prior to
Mhm.
having my hysterectomy. So if I was menstruating, everything was swollen and pissed off inside. Um, so like I said, it made things feel better for me. It got to a point where it wasn't, I couldn't orgasm
Mm,
because the orgasm hurt,
right.
but I wanted the penetration. It was this weird, like, okay, you got to stop now because it's going to hurt. Like it was so fucking weird. But,
Yeah.
and so then you have people that love it, that
Yeah.
like you have, and that's, the whole spectrum of people that love it.
Yeah.
Um, I've had partners that absolutely it was their thing. I don't know, it was a kink of theirs. Um, to have oral too.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and then I've had partners that wouldn't come within 2 feet of me
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I was menstruating.
Yeah. Yeah. Personally, I have never liked um, anyone touching my genitals whenever I was menstruating, and that was more just because I'm like the opposite. I feel like I was the opposite. The tissues are very sensitive, and it was very unpleasant. It felt like
Ah,
raw and unpleasant to me. It was really sensitive and just was not a pleasant sensation. And I also typically, when I was menstruating, was not very aroused. I feel miserable and I feel like bloated and just like the complete opposite of sexy for me. Um, Being with another partner when they're menstruating, it's like whatever's within your comfort level. I'm totally happy to get on in there if you want me to. Um, And I'm happy to leave you alone, or I'm happy to just give you, you know, helpful sadistic massages to help you cramps. Like I'm kind of was just indifferent to it when it comes to other people. With myself, and it wasn't because of being feeling grossed out or anything. I was just like, nope, don't fucking touch me. The reason I got my uterus out because it was miserable. I'd be miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had partners that were either into it, and I'd be like, I'm really sorry. I'm so not. Maybe towards the end, if they were really into it, and I would be like, okay, I am feeling a little bit better. But usually I wasn't interested. And I have had partners that wouldn't come anywhere near me. And I'd be like, grow the fuck up. But I'm like, you don't have to do anything you want to, but don't treat me like it's disgusting. Because
Yeah.
I've had people treat me like it was a disgusting thing. And I'd be like, you don't have to do what you want. Like it's all about your boundaries, but don't be shitty about it.
Yeah. I've had partners get aggravated because I did want the penetration, but I did not want the orgasm. So it would be like, okay, if I was starting to get like super aroused, you're going to stop because I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And that is frustrating for a partner to.
I know. I feel like I'm conflicted because immediately my first thought was of people that really love to do orgasm denial or like tease and denial for their partner, but that's what you really, really want.
It was what yeah, it was not,
So
that was a hard
as
boundary
like
for me.
as a sadist, I'm so confused by that. Because typically it'd be like you want to torture them by not letting them have an orgasm, but you really don't want to have an orgasm.
Yeah.
So I want to be like, no, you have an orgasm.
Right. Like, no joke, I've accidentally let it go too far before and ended up in tears because it hurt so bad.
Yeah.
Which, talk about like devastating to a partner when they're like, they look at you and all you're just like, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
I like yeah. I like it when orgasms hurt, but that's a different context.
Not
right?
that kind of hurt though.
Not that kind of hurt. I like because I'll have if it's like it continues and continues, it like hurts my brain. Yes. It hurts my head to continue having orgasms, and that's where the fun starts for me. When I don't want to have orgasms anymore and they keep going. Consensual non-consent, I am consenting. That's the whole thing.
Or you're getting a cramp.
Oh my God, I had that moment not long ago when I don't know if I shared that. It wasn't too long ago. It was maybe a few weeks ago or something. I was having sex with somebody and they got a leg cramp, like a really bad leg cramp halfway through. And at first I thought they were climaxing. It was like, ah! And I was like, yeah. And then they like rolled over on the bed and they're holding their leg like, ah! And I was like, here, I got it. It started just working on their calf.
It's part of getting old, man. It's just part of getting old.
You're like doing it, and it was like, ah, my leg.
Yep. I've definitely been like, oh, we gotta change positions. My hip. Oh, my hip.
That's what I do. I'll be like, all right. I try to, do like Alice in Wonderland style, and I'll just be like, change places. If you like an asshole that likes to kill the mood, then that's me. But still fun. I like to laugh a lot during sex, so I like to make jokes. Change places.
I've called. I have a partner that I call Time. Time.
I love it. I love it.
I gotta read.
We're actually just about up for time, but unless there's another like hygiene topic, I think we covered all of them.
Yeah, I don't.
We did.
I'm trying to think.
We didn't talk as much about cleaning penis scrotum because we don't have those. But we talked a little bit about airing them out. If you have a foreskin, don't air out your foreskin, but you need to clean it.
And I do want to say that there's nothing fucking dirty in having foreskin.
Nothing dirty about foreskin, nothing dirty about menstruation, nothing dirty about just just just
Yep.
we're not dirty people.
Right.
Dirty in
Uh,
here is okay.
right. Leg cramps during sex have been a thing since I started meds that deplete my electrolytes. And
Ooh,
I feel
yeah, yeah.
ancient every time that happens. Like I should ask my partner to get off my lawn. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, it's a part of life and it's a part of
Yes.
and
Bob, we're
I
just
believe
old.
I believe you said it well earlier. You said it's a part of maturing. I
It
like
is.
that.
It's
I
just
like
part
the
of
way you phrased that.
maturing.
And like you
Yeah.
said,
And
meds come into play, for
And you
sure.
know,
So
Robin, I'm glad that we have a space that we can discuss sex after maturity and
yes,
you know when we're maturing and going through changes as like not older adults but not young adults
yeah,
anymore.
we're not old, but we're not young anymore.
Right. And I just think it's great that we have a space that we can talk about that and we can talk about having leg cramps and you know uh menstruating or having sex after hysterectomies
Yeah,
and things like
or
that. Like,
after bottom surgery, as got brought up already. Like we're here to
right,
talk about these things without shame, and it does upset me that not enough people talk about this. Like I know I bitched about it a while ago when I brought it up with my chiropractor about my hip pain with sex. And I was like, do you have any advice for me to help me have better hip and back stuff? And he was kind of like, nobody really asks me that. And I was like, really? You're a chiropractor and you work with RMTs and other chiropractors. What about older people? I know a lot of your clients are old, and don't try to tell me that old people aren't fucking.
right. And you know
Like
what would be a
age
good
doesn't
idea?
change how sexual of a person you are or that you have a sexuality. You can still have that. Like you don't lose that just because you're older. You do get, more maybe body pains, issues like leg cramps, back and hip stuff. And so it's like, okay, instead of just assuming that people with pain or disabilities or that are older don't have sex, can we just talk about it? Because we know that they're there.
Yeah.
I am having sex and I have, health issues in terms of pain and disability. So I'm still having sex. Can someone else help me? Like, I know I'm not the only one,
You
but
know
no,
what
people
would
gotta talk
be
about it.
it would be a great idea, Robin, to have Ryan on your show to show different ways to
Which,
stretch your hips out.
New Mexico, Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk to him.
Because he's got,
That's
he has
brilliant. He's an
ways.
RMT.
Yeah, he is. And so to like stretch your back out, and because not everybody can afford to go to a massage therapist
Yeah.
or to go have someone help them stretch. Um, there's a lot of different things, a lot of different techniques that he showed me
Yeah.
to be able to stretch my hips out. My hips get super tight. Um,
Same.
and I
Okay.
have to use like the edge of my bed to help stretch
Hmm.
my hips out and stuff. So I think that it would be really beneficial for people to
I'm
see if
texting
Ryan
him after this.
would come on. Yeah.
I'm totally texting her after this. Thank you. I didn't even think of that, but yes, thank you. Because
um,
that's what I want, and I want other people to hear this shit too. Because I know I'm not the only one.
for our maturing bodies that need to be stretched out a little more because we are not as maybe as limber as we used to be.
Yeah, true.
We got a comment here that says I feel like
I have to
older
say,
generations.
okay, go on.
Okay, no, wait, what?
I was just gonna say what real quick, like with my chiropractor, it is funny because there are certain ways that I am very inflexible, and there are certain ways that I am very flexible. And it's really funny because he's commented the ways that I am very flexible. Like my knees can come back here, and so I just go on. He's been like, there are certain ways you're incredibly flexible, and I'm like, gee, I wonder why. And he's like, oh, yeah. Okay, sorry, go on.
The comment says, I feel like older generations normalized the idea that old people and people who have been in longer relationships just become less sexual, and that desperately needs to change. That idea of old couples winding down sexually was so prevalent
When I was a
when I
kid.
was a kid. Yeah. And that's 100%. I am
Mhm.
in my 40s, so much more sexual than I've ever been in my life. Um, and it's to me, sex has gotten increasingly better as I've gotten older. Sex in my 20s sucked. It just wasn't great. Um, I've gone into multiple reasons why before, but it just sucked in my 20s. My 30s got way better, and my 40s are kicking off right. So, like, I find the exact opposite to be true for our generation. I think that we are actually getting increasingly more sexual and having more sex than we did before. So, yes, thank you so much for the comment.
Thank you for saying that, because that is like nail on the head right there.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that would be a good idea to have Ryan on to teach
Yes.
people just a couple different ways to stretch out your hips and your shoulders and
I'm gonna text
maybe
him in like 5 minutes.
gain a little flexibility. Um, you know, or some yoga. I don't know. He doesn't do yoga, but I know that if you know any people that do teach yoga, that would be good.
Yoni yoga. I think I've heard of yoni yoga.
That's your hoo-ha yoga.
I know. Yeah.
I'm not talking about flexibility there. I'm talking about flexibility everywhere else.
No, it's like that's such a Vancouver thing to be like yoga is like a big. So some of it gets really wooey, and that's okay. Not my thing. Not my thing.
Yoga's great for you. I don't know about yoni
Oh,
yoga.
I
I've
love
never
yoga.
done it.
I'm just saying there's different kinds, and it's like there's many different kinds here, and it's really popular.
Yeah.
And it's, let's just say, Vancouver, you go on Tinder, and it's all pictures of people doing yoga poses on the top of a mountain.
Oh.
Everyone likes hiking and yoga.
So
And I
I'm
am
going
like, I am
camping.
not outdoorsy. You're not going to find a picture of me doing a yoga pose on a mountain. It's not going to happen.
I'm going camping next week, and now I feel like I need to take pictures doing yoga.
Do it, and then put it on your Tinder profile. Do it. I want to see these pictures. I
Hashtag
will do one
white
too.
women of Instagram.
That's exactly. It's very much like that here in Vancouver. Very much.
Do some downward dog.
Yeah.
That way you guys can get an ass
In
shot too.
your yoga pants. Yeah. No shame, man. No shame. Like if you like doing yoga on top of a mountain, I think that's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's just
I don't like
it's
doing yoga
amusing to
anywhere.
me that so many Tinder profiles here are talking about, because it's Vancouver. We have the ocean and we have mountains, so you're gonna find outdoorsy people that like hiking and snowboarding and water stuff and things.
There's a lot to
Um,
do up there.
I'm not. I'm not. There's a lot to do here, and I'm like, my idea of a great date is smoking weed, having a couple drinks, and watching some horror movies.
Yeah.
That's my idea of a good time. If there's cheese, that's even better.
Yep.
Cheese and wine and Netflix. So yeah, I'm like, I'm the only one that's not outdoorsy, and then I get messages of like the other few queers that are like, actually, I'm not outdoorsy either, and I'm like, hey,
I heard somebody like an alternate to Netflix and chill is bake and cuddle.
oh, I like that.
I love a bake and cuddle.
Oh, I got to talk to Brandon. He would be all over that. He'd be all
Yep.
over that. Okay, we should head out though.
We should head out.
Head out though, eh?
Head out. Let's make
I
like
was
a
gonna
baby
say,
and head out.
I love you.
Look, I'm doing you back.
Oh, look at that. We have each other's condoms.
Yep.
Which I'm like, we can't use these ones. We have to keep them. They're nice.
I told you that I give my kids this.
I love
They're like,
know
Mom,
you
I
told
can't do this. I can't. Your name's on it. Your face is on it.
Yeah.
So I have
I've
to
got
give
a
them
bunch of.
Robins.
I've got a whole bunch. I've got this here now. I've got a ton of sex stuff in here. Maybe I should do a video where I just like give a tour of my drawers
You
because
should.
they have their theme. This is literally just condoms. This
All your
this drawer because I
drawers.
have so many. No, just this one is just condoms. And then
We need
I'm gonna
to
do a
give
whole tour.
we
I
need
got
to give condoms
sharp
away
things,
next week.
sharp things in this drawer. I'll
So much
break it
sharp
down. I want to
things.
break it down. Yeah. Oops, sorry.
Oh. All
So
right.
we got to make sure we get the fraud. We got to do the. Oh, I have the ability to do that. Can you put on the maybe Adam and Eve?
I talked about condoms already, so you do your Adam and Eve.
All right, if you could put the thing up there. Yeah, thank you. AdamandEve.com. And this stuff is full of stuff from AdamandEve.com as well. I'll have to break those down another time. But it's just a website that is full of all kinds of sex stuff that you can get. Highly recommend because there's what I like about it is that there's so much that if there's a wide range of like prices or different types of toys. I will say their stuff on their site is really gendered, and I have given my feedback on that. But if you can ignore the gendered stuff, if you're okay with that, there's tons of sex stuff on there, and you can use the promo code SWR, as in Sex with Robin, for 50, as in 50, as in half off almost any one item, plus free shipping in US and Canada, by the way, because I know a lot of us, we don't get the free shipping in Canada, we actually get it, which is really cool. The Canadian, he's like, free shipping. Oh my God, what? We never get free shipping. So you actually get free shipping and 50% off almost any one item. Some of them you might be like 35 or something, but most of them you'll find 50% off adamandeve.com. Go check that out and treat yourself with a nice toy. And yeah, someone commented, boot.
A
It's
boot.
about. It's not a
It's
boot,
not a
it's
boot.
about.
It's only a boot
There's
if
OU.
it's somewhere.
OU. About. I don't even think I have that. I don't have that strong of an accent, but I know that Mandee likes to. And all my American loved ones, I see their eyes just glitter with excitement when I say something like about or a.
Right. Go into the house.
Into the house, or
Into the
actually,
house.
when I'm like, get out of the house.
All right, out of the house.
Get out of the house, please.
And in the South, it's get out.
Out of the house.
Get out.
Out of the house. You say house.
The
You gotta
house.
really.
Yep.
You gotta lower that tongue.
It's the house.
The house. And I'm like, house. I love you all so much. I'm gonna try to get Ryan on here ASAP. So
yes. He's I just messaged him because we were supposed to watch the new House of Dragon today, but I can't. So he is free right now, so message him.
Oh my goodness.
Because I just
Okay, so we will
canceled
see
on
you
him.
next week.
Bye, everybody.
We're
Thanks
not
for
going to do a
joining
duo.
us.
I'm not doing a duo. We're not going to do back to back unless legit. If you guys start saying like, "Hey, we need more back to back," we're going to have to just collab our channels or something.
Right. We'll
Because
just
honestly,
change the
people
name
seem
of
to
the
love
show
it.
and do it like it. Yeah.
The Many Loves Sex with Robin and Mandee.
Right. Sex with Many Loves.
Sex with Many Loves. Holy shit.
Yep.
I love it.
You all have a great week, and we'll see you on Monday.